Hi, my name is Harshul Ganjawala. My partners are Caroline Timms and Fouad Ratime. Our business plan is on the Havana Club, which is a brand of rum produced in Cuba, and we're going to see how it would fare in the US market. A little bit of history about the Havana Club from its website. Cuba is known as the island of rum due to its combination of world famous sugars, canes, favorable Caribbean climate, fertile soil, and the unique know how of the Cuban maestro roneros, master rum makers. Today, Cuba's rum is light, smooth, delicate, crisp, exceptional straight, or in cocktails. The Havana Club is the leader in Cuba. They're the favorite brand that most people like to drink. Everyone knows of the name. It is known as the premium rum of Cuba. Here's a little bit of history on that. All right, moving on. Is there a market for Havana Club, the Cuban rum, in the U.S. market? First question you got to ask, does Havana Club have a competitive advantage in the United States? To answer these questions, we need to look through two different perspectives, through the SWOT analyses and through the Viro framework. But first, let's hit a little bit of history on the US and Cuba embargo. It started with President John F. Kennedy, and dictator Fidel Castro in the 1960s, when an embargo was placed on Cuba by the United States due to the revolution overthrowing the Batista dictatorship in 1962. Cuba trades with everyone else in the world except the United States. This is also the longest endured trade embargo in the history, and fortunately or unfortunately, the way you decide to look at it, it may be coming to an end soon, as President Barack Obama and the current dictator of Cuba, Raul Castro, are finally met, and it seemed that they had a very constructive and good meeting involving the two countries' tensions and possibly lifting the embargo. So, the SWOT analyses. Havana Club is a famous brand and it produces several famous products with global appeal. It is produced and distributed as a joint venture with a successful European country that has experience in the United States with multiple product offerings. As a nationalized industry, Havana Club is affected by political concerns more so than private industries. Havana Club is the most popular import of Americans that currently visit Cuba. It enjoys long history coupled with an exotic appeal. The novelty of the product could be capitalized on a large scale once economic relations are normalized. Bacardi, there's an issue with Bacardi going on right now, and we'll get into that a little bit later, but it has to do with the name, copyright of the Havana Club name. Viro, the framework. So Viro consists of four main things, which is valuable, the resources have to be valuable, rare, costly to imitate, and the firm must be organized to exploit these resources. So V in Viro, Havana Club is the fifth largest rum brand in the world, selling in over 120 countries. R, the rum obviously exists, however, no other rum can match the taste and the branding that comes from authentic Cuban rum. I, unfortunately, the product has an imitator with copyright argument and is in a copyright battle with Bacardi at the moment because Bacardi sells, let's call it a knockoff of Havana Club, which is actually a Puerto Rican rum under the same name. However, the intangible aspects of Havana Club Cuban rum cannot be imitated. Long history of rum produced in Cuba, and the iconic brand cannot be imitated. Oh, Havana Club already has benefits from a joint venture relationship with the nationalized industry and a European liquor company. Pernod Ricard produces and distributes distilled beverages, including Havana Club rum, internationally. Some other things you must consider when it comes to bringing this to the United States. The entry U.S. is very little risk. U.S. has a stable political climate, strong legal systems, and a pro-business atmosphere. Cuba and the United States speak the same language, with English and Spanish being the primary language of both countries. The proximity between the two countries is very, very close. There's already two famous drinks here that are Cuban-based, called the Mojito and the Cuba Libre. So we already have some of the tastes, and they're very popular drinks here in the country. Moving on, what modes of entry should Havana Club use to enter the United States market? So there are two. There's franchising slash licensing agreements, and there are joint ventures. Now, each of these can lead to several important assets. For licensing franchising, these assets are faster networking expansions, better opportunities to produce and developing changing market needs. 3, risk can be extended by increasing the number of locations through other investors. There's low development costs and reduced effect from competitors. Joint ventures. Obviously, it will help to have people that already are established in the country that can help you expand your brand. So you need to share your costs, profits, and also get involved with other people, possibly in a partnership, or a venture partnership, obviously. Continuing the relationship with Pernod Ricard, who I would guess probably most likely has a very strong influence in the United States liquor industry, helping to enter new geographic markets, which is exactly what we are trying to establish at the moment. Where Havana Club rum should be sold to start in the United States. Havana Club should focus on major cities such as Miami, Orlando, Atlanta, Los Angeles, Houston, Dallas, New York, Chicago, and any of the other major cities you could possibly name. The largest city displays strong ethnic diversity, especially Miami, where the Cuban and Latino population is higher than anyone else that lives there, just due to the proximity between Cuba and Florida. The most influential important regions would be Florida, California, New York, and Texas, because they all represent strategic areas to transport, sell, and promote the Havana Club products. Each of these cities has one thing in common. They have ports, they have harbors, they have ways of importing and exporting these goods. Why will people buy Havana Club's products? Well, there's great reason. We all love alcohol. That's one thing. Now, in the United States, we have, surprisingly I didn't even know this, but we have a high level of demand for rum here. The United States consumers in the United States bought about 17% of the world's rum. 17%. We're only second to India's 29%, according to a London-based industry research. Found this information on Bloomberg website. Now, consumers will buy the Havana Club products because these products are also currently not legal in the United States. I mean, when people go there, they love to bring this stuff back, but legally they're not supposed to. And they love the drink, they love to mix this. Because of this embargo, it's illegal to do so, and I think that would drive up the price, or especially drive up the demand in the beginning, and possibly if they have a good marketing strategy in place, everything else throughout the future of Havana Club in the United States. According to Just Drink's website, the United States, however, represents a sizable and extremely desirable market, the largest rum market in the Americas. The U.S. consumes more than 4 times the volume of the second largest market. I don't know if that's anything to be proud of, but hey, for Havana Club, it's great. So, how should they operate? Havana Club should operate in the strategic geographical areas in order to make a strong impact and advertise effectively in their products. The specialized stores for alcohol, supermarkets, restaurants, and clubs will represent main places to sell their goods. These are just a couple of the strategies they would need to produce. Who should manage Havana Club to enter into the United States? Well, for one, they already have someone established named Pernod Ricard. In a partnership with state-owned Cuba Exports, already had been selling Havana Club rum distilled in Cuba and other countries. It would be effective, efficient, and reliable approach that Pernod Ricard keeps the partnership in Cuba Exports because of the organization already succeeded to sell and promote this product distilled in Cuba and made. This is just a few of the things we would go through. What adjustments need to be made? Havana Club website. A blend of molasses, yeast, and purest of waters is left to ferment for several days. They would need to do that. Their products must remain authentic because this represents the Legion of Rum and the real rich history of the product. And they need to get past the embargo. That's the main thing, especially here in the United States. Well, that wraps up our presentation. And if we ever do get the rum here in the U.S., Please don't drink and drive. Enjoy it. It was great to have a class with all of you, especially you, Professor. Hope you have a great summer. Thanks.